One, we are back. Rogue trader. Yeah, right. Just
keep your wits about you.
burn a little bit of the Eurac V. Got the power going. We found some
Would
bits
you look at that?
that we need to put together to create biogel, blackwater, and unidentified acid. Yeah, that's all I messed up anyway. Need to create the control rod for the elevator. A side crystal.
Rush not dawdle.
A flesh sample.
I always get the job done.
Synthetic amniotic fluid pools across the floor. Barely discernible traces stretch to the side opposite the entrance. It's 04. That was the one that was the adamantine, wasn't it? Cost extension reagents sage your nostrils and broken glass crunches underfoot. Somebody wanted to destroy the laboratory or find something.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
The previous episode was uploaded as I speak. All research notes. More and more servants are being influenced by the Imperium. It's nothing to do with the child's more frequent tantrums. We've discovered that the corrupted flesh of the mutated reacts most unusually to the crystals we purchased from the Winterscale dynasty. I strongly recommend finely grinding the reagent to catalyze the reaction. Do not use acid under any circumstances. Trust me, you will not like having to tend to the burns the next dozen turns in a row. This calls for something more basic. Oh, one more thing. The tech priest blessed the data crypt 41OK for the calculated number of chronoturns. This means it's no longer necessary to remain near the device while waiting for the reaction to start. 40KO malfunctioned over the course of our research. I should remind the technomats to deliver the sacred mechanism to Megas Dichotis capable hands. So, the side crystal is not with acid. Okay. So 41 okay, 40 and 04. And we have 3 flesh samples. An acid, biogel, water. We've only got the meteorite chunk at the moment. We have the side crystal. Medicash is Medicaid, so we've got there. Another lab journal. Experimental section. The child's influence on the psycho-emotional state of various representatives of the Imperium. Access level of Stereo T prime. Experiment H4545-1. Subgroup lowborn male. Test subjects exhibit signs of acute stress. The majority perished of blood loss within a day being placed in the laboratory chamber due to the inability to halt the discharge of ocular secretions, tears, and the body's subsequent replacement of these secretions with the connective tissues of its internal environment. The individuals of the greatest resistance to the sacred child's resonance died several chronoturns later. Extensive wounds in the abdomen, presumably inflicted by a jagged piece of metal. Death was caused by strangulation with the subject's own intestines. The subject's final shouts exhibited concerns over abominable tentacles and void worms, hallucinations prescribed to their own internal organs. Experiment 2. Lowborn female. The test subjects died within an hour of entering the laboratory adjacent to the child's chambers. Most of their tongues bitten off or their jaws badly dislocated. Some test subjects lacked the physical strength to separate it from the rest of the skull. Cause of death. Severe head injuries caused by impacting walls or the floor. Experiment 3. Subgroup. Paralyzed patient who lost the ability to speak due to the shock caused by a manufactorum accident. Male. Test subject noted a tingling sensation in the deteriorated tissue. Can't talk, but I guess they communicate through cogitate or something. During Regent Orselio's visit to the child, the test subject smiled and started humming, most likely trying to carry some plebeian tune, and then attempted to address the servant who brought him food. A lengthy conversation was prohibitive due to the servant's lack of a tongue. Experiment 4. Subgroup, a defective offspring of Lord P. Orselio, pronounced unfit for studying the high art of navigation, owing to the mutation of tissues required for installation of the obligatory augments that merge one's consciousness with the vessel. Additionally, they display an overall feebleness of mind, female. The test subjects mirrored the child's actions for 3 days. On the 4th day, the child became upset after hearing the news about the untimely demise of Amos Cantarelli, an officer of a personal guard. As a result, one of the test subjects peeled away several layers of tissue from her face and died from the resulting massive heart attack. The last surviving test subject was executed for attempting to contact the child. Oh, they said something about Amos, didn't they? They ripped my eyes like Amos did. Yeah.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Adamantine. Not to be mixed with something else. Right. Got to put things in here, haven't I? Tissue flask. Data crypt, catalyst flask, reagent flask. I got everything. Transducer. Okay. Adamantine.
This could be an opportunity.
Adamantine dust. Psy crystal. And meteorite. It's worthless, but something I can use it with. Okay, so that's those 3. Now here, we've got that. Minutes. Do we now have the control rod? We do. Now this bit, 4 things. One of these. One of these. One of these. And one of these. So the crystal dust is not with the acid. Is there something more basic? Tech priests, bless the data crypt 410k. And this will be a Navigator flesh sample of 410k. And crystal dust. And water. Biogel, not sure. Adamantine and not the black water. So it could be the acid or the biogel. Mutated flesh and biogel. Right, everyone's safe. It's like arse it up. So Navigator flesh. $41 OK. Catalyst flask. Water or biogel. Where the water? Reagent flask. Crystal dust. Activate. Oops, that was wrong. Quick load. I think this gives us some stims or something, doesn't it? Or something similar to stims. So, Navigator flesh. 41 OK. Catalyst flask. Biogel. And maybe it's not the 41 OK. Nope, that's asked it as well. I'll look it up online. Yeah, I'll look it up online. Let me pause. Okay. This, unpause it, is mutated flesh sample. Then data crypt is 41 OK. Oh, that's right, it's the mutants they tried it with. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm reading it all wrong. Crystal dust, biogel. I got everything right. But it was not navigators. It was the mutants. Flesh sample.
What a peculiar thing.
Which gives us 6 adaptive antidotes. It should be antidote. Immunity to toxic damage inflicts a -10 penalty to toughness until the end of combat. Not that great, but whatever. And the other one we can use, I think we can get 2 out of this. Because the meteorite can't do anything. It's just a flesh sample. Consumables. Okay, yes. Data crypt is for OH. Catalyst flask is the acid. And then Bladedancer and dust.
What do we have here?
Elixir of warp neutrality. Immunity to warp damage inflicts -10 penalty, but user cannot do warp damage until the end of combat. That's only useful for people like these. Not good for me, not good for Dira, not good for Cassia. Let's do a quick save. Right then, we've only got 1 left. And this doesn't do anything. The Navigator flesh. Data crypt, that one. Catalyst flask. Backwater. And this. Meteorite dust. No. Well, we love that. I was making sure it didn't do anything. I don't think we'll need them in the future. But maybe they'll go for cargo. But we've done everything here. I think. Yeah. Let's just talk to a Medicaid. They all just lost their minds. Please don't kill me.
I always keep my options open.
Okay. So we have the elevator rod. We have one mouse.
An expected result.
Got some more by force here. We've read that before. Got the elevator rod. We've got the power one. Excuse me. Right.
Keep your wits about you.
Relic Orcelio looks a little better. His tangled hair is now neatly braided. His wounds are tightly bandaged, and there's some healthy colour under the scales on his cheeks. You dealt with the threat and powered the elevator. Well done. I trust you bought the activation rod as well. Remember, every second of hesitation may cost my mistress her life. Idira suddenly cocks her head and drives her nails deep into her shoulder, then starts mumbling. The crossroads. There are two paths, both stained with blood, both leading to the accursed eye. Navigator's eye. They all wear masks, so poor and flimsy, they fall at the slightest touch, one hiding a blind man, another a traitor. Tell me more, what paths? I cannot say. One is paved with blind faith, the other with hatred and treachery. Both lead to tragedy. You simply have to decide what kind of tragedy you like the most. Who is who? Who do you see behind the masks? My whispers are giggling nastily. They will not speak. They're naughty little things. They say that tearing off the masks is your concern. Thank you. Everything is clear now. Idira nods tiredly and glances at Frelick out the corner of her eye. The station has enough problems about your sorcery, Psyker. Frelick waves Idira off and looks at you expectantly. I have questions. You think they're worth the life of my mistress? Who is the child mentioned in the documents, reports found on the station? You. Meddle was something you should have left alone. The keeper folds his arms and shakes his head disapprovingly. The child is what the station servants call Lady Cassia. For the commoners' dirty mouths must not sully her name by uttering it. You see, it's not beneficial for us servants to have their vocal organs altered. Some prove to be more useful when they're able to speak. The madmen I fought were convinced that we were traitors. He gives an indifferent shrug. That's why they are insane. Would you really heed the ramblings of retainers who dare to raise their hand against the scions of a noble bloodline? The servants alone cannot be blamed for what happened on the station. Most corpses are discovered by either unarmed or feeble. Do you really think mere servants could plan a coup? The senior officers are just as guilty. Half my guards butchered one another before they suspected treason. As for the real culprit, the coup was staged by those closest to the mistress. Destroying the shuttles, shutting off the power, disabling security systems. Too many things require special access available only to the keeper of the station. You. As I'm sure you're aware, there are two keepers of the station. Your guess is absolutely correct. Theobald Orcelio, the demented old man obsessed with Lady Cassia and her power, and also the one to blame for the woes that befall him, Eurac V, and our noble line. I listened to a recording of a private conversation between the station's officers, and you were very lenient toward them, purposefully neglecting the security protocols. I was lenient, that is true, and in the end I paid a steep price for it. Just look at the destruction around us. The insurgents have left almost nothing on my home. The keeper spits out the last few words with a particular bitterness. That's all the security captain's report. Only the keepers have access to the station's systems. But Theobald stayed at his side. The entire time, he could not have initiated the self-destruct protocol. Which means he did it before the report was filed. Or maybe after, or his stern face twisted disgust. You dare suspect me of what happened? The one who was going out of his way to preserve what little that was still left? By the God Emperor, you keep these slanderous accusations to yourself. Enough lies, Felik. I'm certain that you're the one behind this coup. He nods wearily. I suppose it is time to remove my mask. Congratulations, you got me. But did you really expect me to be sincere this entire time? To welcome you with open arms and ally of Tisiphone and her monster? The accursed child who was tormented the Navigator's house of Aselio for years. Navigators of House Aselio for years. Don't make me laugh. You arrived to help her completely destroy our house. I cannot let that happen. What are you babbling about? I know nothing to Tisiphone or monsters of any kind. You do not? He hesitates for quite a while. In that case, accept my sincere apology for deception and my early behaviour. I had no intention of making an enemy of Von Valancius' heir, nor of destroying the station that served as my home for many years. They left me no choice. You cannot even imagine what monster lurks in the upper chambers, an evil, a plague, a pestilence on our bloodline that seeks to destroy House Orselio from within. And Theobald and his followers, just mindless fanatics serving this evil. Lady Cassia is a scion of a merciless tyrant, but it is not her relation to Tisiphone that's terrifying. She is a monster whose powers drive servants insane in mere turns. A cursed child who can kill a navigator from the Orselio bloodline with just a look. I alone managed to get close enough to her over the years. She loved a god and trusted me. At long last, I rid my house of the curse. This is the truth. Perhaps you are ingratiating yourself to me, hoping I'll let down my guard. I can't change the past and dare not hope you'll ever trust me again, but I swear my words and my apology are genuine. If your cursed child agrees to become my navigator, I will rid you of this burden. You don't understand, this is... Felix stops mid-sentence, makes a brief pause, then nods himself. You're correct, this may work. It certainly is possible. You're going to need this charm. Felix hands you a precious stone without a setting. Its luminous surface remains cold to the touch, no matter how long you hold it in your hand. If you manage to press against the monster's skin, whether by force or by guile, the baleful influence of her powers will recede. You will be able to take her and leave the station. A glowing stone.
Is there money to be made?
Yeah, I'm still gonna kill you. Like a Deva's prophecy. Crying. A pale figure with unnaturally long limbs covers her face with her hands, which are deformed with talon-like nails. Her deathly pale face is coated with blood that continues streams from her scarlet-misted eyes. Her spiny gills, slightly hidden under her dishevelled hair, twitch nervously at your approach. Only now do you notice a third eye on the young woman's forehead, hidden by a jewelled ornament. When your eyes meet, you sense overwhelming soul-smothering power. As the otherworldly creature's gaze slides over you, your entire core shudders in terror. Flashes of past warp nightmares re-emerge from the shadows of your memory and paralyse your will. You gasp for air in terror, drowning under a crushing wave of pain. You cannot catch your breath. Hot tears burn on your cheeks. Why is this happening? Why is it happening to you? Why do you feel so lonely and in so much pain? Do these feelings even belong to you, or they're hers? Adira emits something between a moan and a drawn-out whimper. Oh. As soon as my little pals weren't bad enough. As if my little pals weren't bad enough. Now this one's banging into my head. Someone stop her. Heresy. Magenta looks at the tall figure with a strange mixture of anger and sadness. Then she lowers her head, and the white hair veils her face. Get Magenta to kill her. Persuasion? Ablar can do it. Lady Cassia, I'm here to help you. Please calm yourself. She wearily shakes her head and lets out a drawn-out sound, similar to a sob and a howl of a small wounded animal. What is happening? Someone calling my name? Are all the betrayers dead already? And you? Who are you? Jelly Bob's Von Valancius. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Her knees settles over her features and she nods cautiously. Pardon my manners, Jelly Bobs. I don't expect to make such a gracious acquaintance in such a time of great sorrow for our house. What's this? I feel faint. Theobald or Celio. A heavy-set old man who has been kneeling nearby erupts into low sobs. His eyes, swollen from crying, dart desperately around the room, as though a veil of ignorance has just been ripped away from him. The child, Lady Cassia. Where are you, sacred child? Go and preserve. Despite his venerable age, the Navigator leaps up and rushes to the young woman's side. You. The old man shifts, revealing his face to you. It is threaded with jet-black veins and bulging, milky eyes bear the striking resemblance to those of a dead fish. A sickly sweet scent assaults your nostrils, as if the old man's flesh is rotting inside his decaying husk. My eyes fail me, for they are unable to make you out as either enemy or ally. I'm warning you, one wrong move and bring the wrath of House of Celio down upon your head. Watch out, Lord Captain. This one's so deranged as making the whispers shriek like crazy. He might just open that eye of his. Threatening the head of a dynasty is a grave offence, esteemed, whoever you are. Abelard places a hand on his weapon. At present, I'm trying to determine what is happening on Eurac V. I grant that you do not look like pirates who have come coveting the riches of a wrecked station, or ex-scoundrels of phallic service, so are you? Jelly Bob's Von Valancius, rogue trader. Another rogue trader in our old corner of the galaxy? How interesting. Your kind always make an appearance in desperate times, ready to cut a deal that benefits one side alone. Given that you have not so far drawn your weapons, your intentions are probably peaceful, and so House of Celio now asks a service of you. Save the life of the child in exchange for future cooperation. Do not hurry to answer, think on it. If you make yourself an ally or an enemy of our house today, you decide. What is the curse that's taken hold of everyone in this room? Curse? We do not understand the sacred gift given to our child. When the child is sad, we all weep. When the child smiles, we all laugh giddily, and if the child wants blood, the word turns crimson. The child's will is the will of the great Tisiphone, for she is the heir of House of Celio. They call me dangerous with my witchcraft, Adira mutters under her breath. What service do you ask of me? Hope glimmers in the Navigator's milky eyes. Save the sacred child, take her away from the station. I fear I do not have long left. A bluish rivulet trickles down the old man's chin, and he wipes the mutated blood brusquely away with his sleeve. You glimpse strange burns covering his flesh under his clothing. The slightest movement would cause him unbearable pain. Save the child and deliver her safely to Regent Oranto, acting head of House of Celio, the Koronus Expanse. Rest assured that the reward will be worth your effort. I know we came here for a Navigator, but after everything we've seen, I've got some reservations about this girl. Magenta looks at Cassia. Painful furrow appears on her brow. Such a fragile thing, such a heavy burden upon our shoulders. I want to know what happened between you and Heretic. Heretic is my wayward student. He came to Eurac V as a callow youth. I personally mentored him and trusted him with the care of the child. He was like a son to me, but he proved to be just another traitor. He sought to steal our most precious treasure, the heir of our house, our sacred child. To revel in power with others like him, casting our home into the abyss, to pervert the centuries-long traditions of our family. You can see the fruits of his villainy for yourself. He decided he was not bound by his duties to the legacy of our greatest of our Novators, Tisiphone of Celio, who led our house to prosperity for countless years. Foolish boy, the renegade clouded his mind. He sought to seize control of the dynasty before the sacred child had come of age and taken up a Novator's throne. So choose whose side you are on. A murderous traitor, the lawful sign of a noble house. Theobald speaks these words softly, looking at the unconscious young woman with reverence. And I need to get some water, my voice is badly cracking. Back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. I went to pee as well. You're talking as though you expect to die here. He shrugs indifferently. My service to the house has come to an end. The wound Heretic inflicted on my flesh will never heal. I'm dying. Praise the throne. Slowly enough to see that the child is taken care of. I need help as a medicaid back at my ship. He shakes his head. No, I'm the keeper of Eurac V, and I'll perish along with my station. On that note, I have other matters to attend to. How could you lose control of your station? Do not thrust my errors in my face. I'm twice your age, and twice as wise. Take my advice. Trust no one but yourself and the Emperor, even those closest to you. Will betray you for gold, power, or far-fetched idea of a bright future. Felix said that the child is a monster, a legacy of tyranny that must be wiped out. You believe him? After everything he has done to the station? Felix only wishes to dispose of the heir, to take the reins in his blood-stained hands. Do not besmirch Lady Cassia's good name. The child is the holiest, the most innocent creature on this entire station. I've made my decision. Is that so? Please share your thoughts. Felix is a true monster. Let's do away with him. Together. Theobald dips his head in favour of the proposition. Allies are always welcome, even temporary ones. I will revive the child. Do not be alarmed. The power of House of Seleucia will help us destroy our enemies and shield us from Felix's Navigator forces. But you, rest for a time before the battle. We've got a rest, do we? Okay. Just 5. While no one appears to be living in the cage, somebody has still filled the trough with dried fruit. Fresh water. Aha, it's a bird cage. That comes up later. It's as if the painting were rendered by several different hands. Timid, uncertain lines interlaced with rough, furious strokes come together in arcane shapes. My throat's a little better from all that talking. I forget how much talky talk there was in this game. Are we staying on the station? But isn't it about to... The servant opens his mouth in prayer. You see that stump of his mutilated tongue. He's just been talking to me. Where's the child? Is she safe? Yeah. Yep. They're all being mutilated. How about the defender? No loops. The Lady Navigator's private library is brimming with essays, novels, and personal accounts of the trailblazers and explorers of the Imperium.
Let us not dawdle.
The luxurious feast was left untouched. Oh crap. How much privacy on the bed? I was looking at the chandelier here. Okay. Another quick save. And talk to Theobald. While this may be an alliance of convenience, we shall follow you.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Okay, I thought what's his name was coming up here. Obviously not. Blank space. Oh, there they are. Rogue Trader, you treasonous worm. I knew I should have killed you. That's enough, boy. You betrayed the child. Our house, to Tiffany herself. Surrender. I'm the savior of the house. I'm prepared to pay the ultimate price. Kill them.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
To the death!
Okay, I have one stack of death from above. Discoloured visions. The road around feels less vivid. Perception, willpower, and dodge are reduced by 10. Okay. I will have that. Is that perception, willpower, and dodge? So I could do with being over here. That free turn isn't that great at the moment. Yeah, go there. Abelard. Dero, you need a good line of sight. You can go here. Argento. You want to snipe. You can take that one. Possibly one or two over here as well. Or Phallic himself, 58 health. Oh, runs away. Tiny space. Right. %. 5%.
I'll do it.
Done. Shoot again.
As the Emperor fabricated. I'll do it.
And she can charge up to 3. That's a good view over there, so yeah.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Cassia. Doing officer stuff.
Temporary setback.
Good. Let's give me that. It's not right. Look. Facing the end, +3, wounded beast, +5. I have 9 left. Right. So. Here's how this works. Blood Oath.
I'll see to it personally.
Takes me down. I go here.
Let's make some opportunities. I'll make it happen.
That is 2 AP.
I'll see to it personally.
Oh, didn't quite get him, but I can do this.
On it. You never stood a chance.
That should heal me. Yes. +13. What was my next attack? Ah, it's that one attack. Right. Got it now.
Break their morale.
Should only do it when I can one-shot them.
my lead.
What a nice shotgun.
My faith strengthens me. Die! Follow my lead.
I've been Abelard.
It will be done. My place is at the fore. At your beck and call. It will be done.
18 damage, lovely. Just that. Right then, might as well dodge me up.
Will do.
I love that range. And she just one-shot these two.
On it.
And then put another
Was that you?
thing on him.
Or
Has she now got extra bonuses? It doesn't really say, does it? Does she,
weather the storm.
I think she last thing I gave her.
Moving out.
You gonna run away? Lovely. You can imagine to shoot just that one. She can come here. Let's see.
God Emperor, move through me!
Both.
Be the
Well, that was
fire
dead.
in my heart!
Who killed that one? Or maybe it was blood. Need
Doubt
help.
is for the one can escape the Emperor's judgment. As the Emperor commands, I act. I refuse.
1, 2, 3.
I'll do it. As the
81.
Emperor...
High momentum.
Now, this is your burden, child. Survive. Return to the fold of your house as your destiny demands.
He both coughs up bluish blood. The armor plate on his chest is perforated in a few places. There's a tangle of metal and viscera where his abdomen ought to be. And the Navigator's paralyzed find Cassier quietly rasps.
No! Don't leave me alone in this violet-brown haze! Wake up! Your mistress is giving you an order! Do you hear me?
Cassier looks at the Navigator's body in bewilderment. You are overwhelmed with an inexplicable sense of loneliness and grief.
He was a fine seer of the war. He fought for his mistress until the end.
Is this new dialogue? I can't remember it in the past. Abelard salutes the fallen man.
Yeah, no. Enough's enough. I've had my fill of waterworks, thank you.
Adira brusquely wipes away her tears with pointed determination. I regret that we had to meet under such circumstances.
What need have I for your regrets? I just want things to go back to the way they were before.
Cassia looks sorrowfully at the destruction around her.
What are you going to do to me?
I, boat trader of the Imperium, man, offer you my protection and grant you shelter aboard my vessel.
I beg your pardon, but what about my servants? Eurac V is still full of people loyal to House Orcelio.
All that can be saved will be given succor aboard my ship. She ponders for a short while.
As a Lady Navigator of House Orcelio, I accept your gracious offer of protection. Please, take me to your vessel. I can no longer bear the pain of this place.
Okay. I've got Cassia. Shotguns, we've already got one of those. Add that to the cargo.
I always keep my options open.
Theobald Celio. Staff for Cassia. Armor glove. Thrice Pioneer's braces. Every time the weapon deals damage, the weapon skill blister skill is reduced by -5 for 2 rounds. The target's weapon skill. Okay. Stacks up to 6 times. Heretic has Deadshot Stub, a staff, body glove, and tactical goggles.
Keep your wits about you.
And about now is when we start actually starting to get the builds working together. Starting. Cassia is an officer, obviously a navigator, but also an officer. She's got, these are identical. Right, there's 3 types of staffs. Castigating. Every time she hits an enemy with this staff equipped, at -5 in the stacks. She has auto pistol. This one is castigating, and this one is infusing. This is a buffing staff. It's like the exact opposite. So when you buff an ally, they get +5 to everything. So I'll put that there. That is just identical to the one she has. So I can add that to cargo. Because nobody else can use them. Okay, we have armored body gloves for everybody, but people have better already. Now, hit, crit. That might be good for me. Maybe not. I'm trying to think who can get a lot of damage. You have that. What's your attack use persuasion? Okay. Oof. Okay. I'll do better than nothing. This, skip that one. This goes to you. That's what I was going to do. Like you've got the best persuasion by far. You might as well have that. Maybe we should put it onto this. Yeah. I probably have more attacks than Abelard. Cassia. She starts off with voice command, which is a buff. Persuasion, bring it down, which is a ability, which gives someone an extra, who says their extra turn, with 2 action points and no movement points. Finest Hour is the heroic thing, which is being nerfed, but it's still really, really good. Inspire, courage, +6 temporary wounds. Now, what do I do with Cassia at level 5? I think I'll go for just straight willpower here, because that's a base, it's a main thing. And Mastery of Time. Now this has been nerfed. It never used to have a maximum stack, but it's still pretty good. Whenever an ally gains an extra turn, the Navigator gains a stacking +5 to willpower. Because I've got a thing, if I just cancel my first turn, that'll go up by 15 or 20. So we're almost at max. And after that, I think it's mind over matter. Are we? Yeah, the officer ones are really good if you're not a navigator. So normally, we'll be having navigator abilities. All resistance tests are done with their willpower, if it's higher than the normal characteristic. And if it's navigator's willpower is higher than toughness, which it will be, the wounds are calculated according to their willpower. Willpower again. So now her wounds gone up a lot. Because of toughness was only 3. And now it's calculated on that because of 6. Right. Awareness is good, law walk's good, persuasion is good. We've almost got our Heretic team together. We just need Pascal and Jai. Okay, everyone together? Yep, I've got a lot of experience there. How long have I been recording? 51 minutes. Okay, well, that's a good place to end this episode. We have the Navigator. Lord Captain, Lady Navigator, welcome aboard. The Sanctum Navis has been prepared for the communion ritual, but the Lady Navigator wishes to rest in her quarters first. Your heart starts beating furiously, your breath comes short and choppy, and your fingertips tingle unpleasantly. You notice that Victus is shivering slightly, and the crew are glancing around in puzzlement, searching for the source of this sudden wave of unease. Without even looking at the Voxmaster, Cassia waves her away. First I wish to speak with the rogue trader, Levers. Oh, of course, when you're ready for the ritual, please let me know. She is standard nobility. Treats everyone like shit. Cassia sweeps her pensive gaze over Victus, then lowering her lashes, slightly turns to you. What do you wish to speak about? Before I begin the ritual, I wish to look once again to the eyes of the man whose fame was so great that it managed to penetrate the impregnable walls of Eurac V long before we even met. It truly is you. The person the whole Expanse and Calixis sector are talking about, and now a rogue trader as well. After a few seconds' hesitation, Cassie lets out a small exhale, then raises her pointed chin. I have not yet thanked you for saving me on the station. My thoughts were clouded with so much mournful ash when Theobald's heart stopped, but you acted honourably, did not exploit me in my wretched position. For that I am immeasurably grateful. I am also deeply grateful that you saved my servants, especially my valet. Uwe served me on the station for more than 5 years, much longer than any who preceded him. He knows how to properly attend me during my journeys through the Imperium, what to serve me for breakfast. His presence envelops me in a cloak of amber. But now, she throws back her shoulders. I'm ready to go to the Sanctum Navis. Perform the sacred rite. I require bushes, canvas, the best paints you have on board, but no red. Why are you asking for these items? Now's not the time to indulge in painting. You're asking questions, the answers to which you cannot comprehend. Perhaps I may explain to you at a later time, but now our time is too precious to waste. As a navigator of House of Celio, I'll give you my word that without canvas and paint, we have little hope of a smooth journey through the warp. I have no reason to lie. Tell me more about what the ritual entails. I doubt the uninitiated could understand the mysteries of navigation, but I shall try to explain the essence of it. I must merge my mind and will with the machine spirit of the ship, so that I become one with the vessel. Cassie lifts a lock of hair from the back of her neck, revealing gilded implant ports. After that, I use the House of Celio ritual, which I'm loath to reveal to you, to free my mind of all errant thoughts. Then it's time to open my third eye, peer into the depths of the warp itself. Among the nightmarish visions, mirages and creatures of the abyss, only the light of the Emperor is the truth that lead me from star to star, one system to system. Over the light, the guiding thread, so fine it can slip from one's grasp at any moment. Cassian feels her hand as though dropping something. But you have nothing to worry about. The navigators of House of Celio never lose their course. Why do you refuse red paint? Cassia gestures towards the servant standing beside her. Uwe will give his blood before the ritual, as always. I shall ensure that all necessary supplies are delivered to the Sanctum Navis. Cassia nods in thanks. I shall take my leave of you for the duration of the rite. I ask that you do not follow me, for you can survive the gaze of my warp eye when it is opened. Victus comes back. Lord Captain, I will oversee the open channel between the Lady Navigator and the bridge, and may the Emperor's light help us all. The Voxcaster in the Sanctum Navis picks up a susurration of clothes, pious chanting, and metallic clicking of implants. Then the serene voice of the Lady Navigator breaks the silence, initiating communion ritual. Come here, Uwe. The exultant ring of metal freed from its scabbard, the low sob of the servant, the rhythmic drip of liquid on canvas, a faint whisper of rush, go. Footsteps hurry away. I see violet vortexes lash in an ocean with a million flails, an umber shadow spinning over the surface in a fiery dance, a storm rising above foaming waters, armadas drowning in fog. The path from one end to another cannot be seen. And here, beyond a wall of glass, a daughter forsaken by her father yearns for her brother. And the sun's pale disk goes in tireless pursuit of her? No, of me. Its frozen rays lie that spring is here. The light is deadened. The great ruler is gone. The Voxmaster recalls at Cassie's words and accidentally snaps one of the cogitator levers. The panel beneath her fingers emits sparks, and the Voxcaster falls silent. She quickly flips a series of switches and bows guiltily. My abject apologies for cutting off the broadcast, Lord Captain. I have never heard the warp speaking through the Navigator before. The connection is restored. It will not happen again. Leave the Lady Navigator undisturbed. Soul-shredding screams drown out the Vox transmission. The servants in the Sanctum Navis are howling, shrieking like wild beasts, moaning in pain. Their throats roar from the strain, and then sudden silence. The dull thud of dropping bodies proclaim their fate. It appears the servants are part of Lady Navigator's rites, as it was for her predecessor. I will arrange for the bodies to be moved from the Sanctum Navis after the ritual, or what is left of them. Rogue Trader, I fear I have unfortunate news. Endless blackness has spread across the canvas, dividing what should be whole in two. My sight cannot glimpse the light of the Emperor as clearly as before. I cannot turn around. My brush only draws me onward. The way is blocked. You hear a heavy exhale, rustling fabric, and metallic clicking. By the Emperor's grace, the ritual was successful. Your vessel's temperament presented a challenge. Its cold steel grip did not allow me to breathe freely, even for a second. It was as if the depths of the ship housed not only machine spirits, but something other. Now I retreat to my chambers to recover my strength. Send for me if you have need of me. Lord Captain, congratulations on acquiring Navigator. Spare me a few moments of your time, please. There are several matters that require attention. First of all, I want to report on the condition of Station Eurac V. Had you opted to begin your visit in the Widecast system with a different destination, the station would have become critically unstable. Fortunately, the decision to immediately visit the representatives of the Navis nobility brought us precious time. We either send our forces to disassemble the station and procure technological components for our own vessel, or attempt to save as many valuables as we can. Profit factor. Gather components that may be of use on the ship. As you command, Lord Captain. With your permission, I would also like to remind you that we're still looking for Engineer Prime. Both the vessel and its machine spirits are in desperate need of oversight by an experienced tech priest. We're also missing some crew, and much more importantly, we're not yet located Heinrich von Kalox, the right hand of the Lord Inquisitor. We know for sure that he is not on Eurac V, so keep this in mind when making future plans. Why is it always business with you, Victus? Couldn't you sometimes just visit and tell me how wonderful everything is? Certainly, Lord Captain. If you're interested, this week passed with a record low rate of minor disturbances on the lower deck. A senior technomat from Shift 8 came up with a new formula for a lubricant used in kitchen server to implant maintenance. The quartermaster of store, Compartment 11, reported recently we are spending ceremonial decorations at least 20% lower than expected, which means we have enough tablecloths, carpets and lamps to last us 15 years of grand receptions instead of 10. Even consider that some of the stock was burnt in the coolest stack on the vessel. Thank you, Big Dis. This will be all for now, as it pleases you, Lord Captain. And that will be this episode. Now, we have the full party, don't we? Do we? No, we don't. We get past over there, but it seems like I have to go there as well. And here. Not sure which one to do next. Anyway, I'll decide in between episodes and go on from there. Got power factor 10 now. Okay. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode. Till then, bye for now.